Ciao Chicca. Paola Seghezzi. Ciao Chicca. Paola.
Stai? Come
Ciao,
va?
ciao Chicca bella.
Non so perché sono con la causa di Paola, però
No, infatti, ho detto, ma che fa?
da solo.
Allora, tu mi
Non
senti
so.
bene?
Sì,
Mi vedi
adesso mi
bene?
sento doppio. Sì.
Perché sei aperta anche su YouTube, giusto?
Sì, ho aperto anche YouTube.
E quindi vedi la mia faccia, vedi il mio schermo, cioè vedi la call più che il
Vedo
mio
tutto,
schermo.
sì, sì.
Ok. E
Aspetta un secondo, Vale.
senti anche da lì?
Aspetta, Vale, perché ti sento quadruplicato.
Eh no, perché hai ragione, dovremmo fare la prova un attimo. Comunque tu vedi e senti comunque, ok?
Io vedo e sento.
Ok, allora esci pure chiudi pure tu la tab con YouTube.
Vedo YouTube.
Sì.
Ok.
Ce l'ho aperta io e vedo io che si vede bene.
Sì, sì, no, si vede e si sente benissimo, a parte che
Prova a
adesso
mettere la
Claudia si
webcam,
voleva...
scusa, solo un secondo, metti la webcam.
Sì, Vale, io faccio cagare, però va bene.
No, 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 ma adesso non ti guardo, solo per vedere se...
Va?
Ok, aspetta, perché non capisco per quale motivo vedo... Ah no, adesso ti vedo anche te. Allora, dobbiamo tenere presente che adesso ti vedo anche te su YouTube. Sì, io ho messo in muto qua, per cui io non sento, ma gli altri
Ok,
sentono. Va bene.
ok.
Ok, infatti ti vedo mentre bevi la Coca-Cola su YouTube e mentre non bevi la Coca-Cola
Sono
perché là
live
è
su
tutto
YouTube.
rallentato. Va
Ti
bene.
rimetto giù così.
No, 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 fai, metti tranquilla, ok. Va bene, direi che funziona tutto bene, ok?
Ok.
Tu hai dei dubbi sulla... Senti, io non ho fatto in tempo a guardare il foglio che hai fatto di Excel per le note, ma io non c'è neanche bisogno che lo guardi, scusa, direi che va benissimo. Cioè,
Sì, spero di non aver perso niente. Ieri ho rifatto anche
no,
tutto
c'è
col
solo una cosa
tutorial.
che hai visto che nel protocollo c'è una parte in cui all'inizio io gli faccio vedere due slide, no?
Ok,
E basta, quella lì non devi prendere nessuna nota.
ok.
Quindi, allora, esattamente qua, diciamo, nella parte ESIS, no? Quella iniziale,
Sì.
che gli spiego un po' di raccontarmi come fanno la configurazione dell'address book today, eccetera. E poi gli faccio vedere due slide per introdurli a quello che andiamo a vedere dopo, ok?
Sì.
Quindi, quando li faccio vedere le slide non c'è bisogno che dici niente. E poi andiamo a fare gli usability test, va bene?
Ok, ottimo.
Fammi vedere se ha tolto gli hotspot. Quello là, tu collegati pure alle 3 meno 5,
Ok.
ok?
Yes.
Dai,
Perfetto.
era solo per fare una prova, ma direi che perché tra l'altro ce l'ho
Ma vuoi
anch'io,
sentire, vuoi provare a sentire se Claudia si guarda un attimo?
ma no, ma in realtà
Perché
non è necessario perché... Aspetta, non è necessario perché anche io sto vedendo che si vede bene su YouTube. Perché lo tengo aperto facendolo partire, lo tengo aperto e quindi si fa impressione vedermi parlare mentre dico altre cose, perché vabbè. E quindi basta che tengo in muto io l'audio mio e basta che sentano loro. Ok. Ottimo. Allora tu esci
perfetto.
pure
A tra
tranquilla, io
poco.
non posso interrompere la call se no mi perdo la...
Vabbè, vale, ma rimango qua, tanto non è che c'ho niente
Ma
da
no,
fare.
tanto, cioè, fai come vuoi, cara. Tanto io metto in muto web e faccio due prove qua io sul mio...
Va bene, dai, io lascio aperta la call.
Fai come vuoi, come preferisci, cara. Però ti rinomino, eh.
Sì, ok, mi rinomi tu.
Metto chicca? No.
Come vuoi, Vale, per me puoi mettere anche chicca, figurati.
No, beh, no, dai. A parte che cosa vuoi che ne sappia il norvegese di chicca, quindi non è che... Va bene, anche io mi rinomino, va. Metto Valerio.
Perfetto.
Va bene. Ottimo, grazie, cara. Mi raccomando, ricordami di registrare.
Sì, ma sta registrando o no? Ah no,
No,
solo YouTube.
adesso no.
Ok, ok,
Ok,
ok, ok.
perché io mi dimentico. Va bene, a
Lo
dopo
so,
allora.
Vale, guarda, con Fra abbiamo dimenticato un'intervista l'altro giorno.
No, cioè, no, davvero, no. Ma io sai cosa faccio? Mi appiccico i post sul computer, così, però oggi ci sei te, sono più tranquillo. Ma quando sono da solo mi scrivo, registra con 3 punti esclamativi un post, ce lo metto qua sul video del computer.
Questo è un ottimo spunto.
Assolutamente, sì, sì. Va bene,
Perfetto, va
a fra
bene.
poco.
Ok, tra poco.
Ciao. Ciao Claudia.
Ehi,
Hola.
ciao.
Hai provato Claudia a vedere se da YouTube si vede? Ce
Ma
l'hai?
no, Vale, dov'è il link? Non
Te
c'è.
lo do?
Vai, se volete, io sì, se
No, 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 più che altro per essere sicuri che funzioni bene.
ok. Però ancora. Ah, siamo già in live. Ok, va bene.
No. Te lo metto qua nella chat di Zoom.
Ok, quindi quando accendono su YouTube questa conversazione già loro la potranno sentire.
No, sì, siamo in streaming live, sì, però non
Esatto.
stiamo registrando. Sì. Aspetta che te la metto in chat. No, più che altro per vedere se funziona, così approfittiamo
Sì.
di te. Non è che non puoi stare qua, se vuoi rimanere, rimani.
Ok, adesso vedo. Fammi vedere.
L'unica cosa è che devi tenere... Sì, siamo in streaming live, sì, però non stiamo registrando. Ti sentiamo però, stai facendo il rimbombo, Claudia.
Sì, sì, allora funziona. Funziona.
Bene, bene, bene. Poi scegli tu, però se rimani qua, spegni di là, chiudi proprio la tab.
Se rimango di qua,
Chiudi proprio la tab di YouTube, se no...
sì, se no fa l'eco. Ok.
Ok, va bene, dai.
Così mi vedo questa intervista.
Posso mettere Velvet e Chicca invece di Claudia e Francesca?
Se non ti fanno poi domande strane su chi io sia, vai pure.
Ma che è Chicca e Velvet? È sta cosa?
Ma io invece ho visto la E, ho detto chi è quella E?
Eh?
Ho visto
Experience
Limonetta.
design.
Ah, ok, experience design.
Sì, perché sì, perché non cambia il logo. Posso cambiare il nome, ma non il logo.
Ma alla fine, Vale, ti sei fatto un account YouTube o...
Sto usando il live di Assist Digital, quello che usano per fare le live box.
Ok.
Va bene, aspettiamo che arrivi l'intervistato.
Sì,
Ricordatevi che siamo già in live streaming.
sì, mi muto, guarda.
E tu, Claudio, ricordami di registrare, Francesca. Chicca, chicca.
Sì.
Good. Hi, Hosbjorn.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you perfectly. No problem.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for being so in time, which is always appreciated, Hosbjorn. Which is the right way to pronounce your name? It's Osbjorn?
Asbjörn.
Osbjorn, it's quite difficult for me. Okay, so forgive me if I don't pronounce it correctly. It's okay.
Oh, it's no problem.
Thank you, Osbjorn. I'm Valerio. What we are going to do today on behalf of BTicino Legrand is exactly just to ask you to have your opinion, your ideas, your feedback of a new device, a new solution for the device, which is actually focused on specifically on video intercom. Okay, I know that you perfectly know what we are talking about, really better than me, because I'm not an installer nor a distributor like you. Okay, actually, I am a researcher for digital interface, human computer interaction and everything. Together with us, we have the great pleasure to have Francesca and Claudia today with us, which are my colleagues, and are colleagues of mine. And they are also focused on this project, but unfortunately they are not supposed to talk today, not to interact with us, except but Francesca, perhaps if she wants to ask you something, I don't know. But the main focus of them is just to take notes of what you are talking. Okay? So the less I talk and the more you talk, the better it is. This is the principle. What you are going to do. Please, as Claudia is reminding me correctly, thank Claudia for this. Thanks, Francesca, for this. That I'm starting the recording of our conversation, our session. Of course, the recording will be watched again only by us. I mean, only by me, Claudia, and Francesca, in case we need to go in depth through something you said to us, and just not forget. So, total respect of your privacy. And to demonstrate you this, I just delete your family name here, and I let on our session only your name, okay? Not surname. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to introduce you a little bit the context of our project, then, and I will share my screen to you to show you a couple of slides only, just to to fix the context, and then I will ask you to share your screen. And I will give you the access of a prototype, and the prototype is exactly the solution, the new solution that we are going to test. And being a prototype, of course, not all the interactions are active. I mean, you are allowed to do only what we are interested in testing.
Yeah.
So if something doesn't work correctly, it is because a prototype, it is not the aim of our research, of course. And what is really interesting for us also that we have this method which is called simply thinking aloud. I perfectly know that in our normal life, in our daily life, while we are doing something on internet, we don't not express aloud what you're doing. Okay, I'm going to do this because I want to do this. Okay, of course we don't do it, but in this particular case, please do it. Even before to do something. For example, if I asked you, well, would you like to go, where would you like to go to find this information? And before to go, you say, okay, if you say me this, Valerio, I would like to go there because, and so on, and everything. Just always explain aloud what you are. This is important for us also because I can't read in your mind, of course.
No.
So I need to hear your voice, and
Yep.
then you explain everything you say. This is magic, fantastic, Osbjorn. I tell you, everything you say is true for us. Okay, so
Yep.
no wrong or right answers, anything. So we are not testing if me and you, Osbjorn, are able to use this prototype, but we are testing the prototype itself. I mean, this is the thing. So if it is something that you don't understand, it's our fault, not your fault. Okay, very nice. By the way, how is the weather in Oslo today? Is it hot like in Milan? No, I don't think so.
No, it's about 20 and partially cloudy today.
20, we really envy you. We are more above 30, 35 today here in Milan. So better to come here in winter than in summer, actually. Okay, would you, Osbjorn, tell me really briefly something about you? So, which is your role? I mean, I know that you work as I guess both installer and distributor, isn't it?
No, we're not installing. We are
Okay.
only a distributor, but we've been hands-on with the products. I come from a technical background, and I've been in previous years installing and doing like not installations, but more like technical support on site with with customers.
Great.
So I'm well familiar with the products, and I've seen the challenges and the pros and cons of the products for many years. You know, I've been in the company since 1986, so I worked
Wow.
we
It's a
worked
long
with the
time.
old we worked with the old school products from Terranio before it was bought by BTicino. So.
That's great. That's a great experience. So that's really interesting for us because you have, we can say you have a double soul. I mean, you know, on the one side you are perfectly and well skilled on technical issues, and so you can interpret in some way the installer soul, but also as a distributor. Very nice. So I figure, but I don't know. I'm asking to you. I figure that you can also always manage about the residential video door entry systems and everything. We can call it just a video intercom, which is the normal way. In English, we can define it just to be sure that we are talking about the same thing.
Yep.
Video intercom. Does it work for you?
Yeah,
That's
fantastic.
Okay, so just to have a very brief context, how many systems per year, for example, talking about video intercom, of course that it is related to any other electrical installation, of course. You know.
I'm not sure exactly how many systems, but we sell maybe around 3,000, 3,500 pieces monitors plus some,
3,000 per year.
Yeah, monitors like apartments, 3,500.
Yes. Oh, it's a big business, so Bjorn. My compliments to you. It's a big duty. Okay. How do you depict to me? How would you describe to me? I mean, the scenario you are working now presently in Norway. Considering that I've been in Norway a couple of times in my life, only I don't know anything about that. I can just imagine that it is exactly like an Italy. I don't know. But for example, which are the main pain points or the main gains, the opposite, that you have to face and that you have to manage during, for example, an installation of a video intercom system? In general, I mean.
I'm not sure exactly what you mean.
Okay. Imagine that you are on the spot, that you are, but because you need to install something. Which are the main problems, perhaps, that they can arise sometimes? I mean, are there any problem in general? If there are not, even better.
No, it's you have a range of problems, but you know, especially in refurbished market where you have cabling issues, structural problems, and so on. But we try to, for new installations, for new buildings, we try to be ahead on giving the customers all the details of the installations, to give them a diagram for the cabling, for everything, so everything is taken care of up front.
Yes.
And we are working in a great deal with some installers that use our products or the BTicino products all the time. So many of them we never hear from them because they install and everything works smooth. But
yes, I see. So in general, which are the persons involved? I mean, the installer, of course, the owner of the flat, the resident, I mean, figure, perhaps the building manager or something. These are the persons, the people involved. This is the people involved. It's okay. And what about the software you use? for this installation. There are some positive and negative aspects of the software you are presently using. This is interesting for us because now we are going to see a new solution, and you can then compare it. You know, but we can perhaps depict a scenario if there are problems.
Yeah, sure. I think the current software for programming the electronic modules for names is at the moment it's not user friendly enough for the building managers themselves to be able to use it. We see over and over that they mess up the lists, and what tends to be the result today is that we suggest that they not put the names in the list. They only make a general list of the apartment numbers and so on, and use a manual list on the side of the people living in the building.
This is because that's because it is not such easy for them to manage.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the installer is a professional. Perhaps he perfectly or she perfectly knows how to manage it, but not the persons involved. This is interesting.
Yep. So the problem is if they put the installer put the names in the unit when they install in the building, then the installer have to go there every time to do the changes because the customer isn't able to keep the list updated themselves.
So every time that it's. So that means also, sorry, that every time, for example, the installer needs to go personally on the spot, on the building to make the changes, while you would like that changes can be operated in an easier way, perhaps directly by the persons interested in it. It's okay?
Yeah. We have several types of cases. We have the standalone buildings where you have some kind of a board of the people living in the building, and they have maybe one person that should be able to take care of this. And that's one scenery. The other scenery is that the building is part of a larger building society, and they often have like a managing office, and the managing office wants to be able to remotely update everything.
Yes, that's interesting. I don't know. I think that perhaps in winter in Oslo and in Norway in general, it should be really cold, I figure, and snowy and icy, and I don't know. So perhaps it is also better that the installer can stay at home, in a warm office, and then perhaps be able to do any changes there. So let's see if in our solution, the solution we are testing today, we are going through this direction or not. We will see. Okay. Can we say so that the things you have mentioned now, the issues that you have mentioned now, are perhaps the ones that we should improve? I mean, and resolve the most urgently as possible. I mean, these are the most urgent issues. Can we say this? Yeah. Okay. Very nice. Just let me share my screen with you. I just want to show you this couple of slides. Okay, let me move this. Okay, I'm just going slideshow. Can you see my screen? Yes.
Yeah, I see.
Good. This is exactly what you are going to do. This is the context we were talking about. A new connected entrance panel. Okay, and there are only 3 slides. Then it's your turn it's your time to work, not mine. Okay, we have a double solution, as you can see. On the one side on left, we have the desktop solution, and we are just going to simulate a pre-configuration of a plant. When I say plant, I'm always referring to video intercom. Okay, not sure. Okay. So in a desktop solution, we are going to run one task. We call it task is a simulation of installation, pre-configuration. We will do it through the desktop. And then we will simulate some other parts of the installation on spot of this video intercom system. And we are going to do through the app, the mobile app. But in this case, we in our session today, you simply share the screen with us, and we will see the screen. You also from your desktop, you will see the screen shaped as a mobile layout that you will do through this. And last but not least, this extremely important slide. We are talking about device, if you go right, and device are the version basic and full feature to manage different sizes of building. Finishing aluminium and black. Perhaps these are interesting features for you because you are a distributor also. So we can do a little bit of marketing on behalf of this unit. And customization means finishing color, logo, address number. 71 perhaps can be the address number of the building, cover plate to fit the wall boxes and everything. So you have an idea here of the layout actually of the devices. And about the tools on left of the slide, Home Plus Pro, which probably you are familiar with because Home Plus Pro is the name of the product from BTicino, which is for professionals. I mean, device setup, contacts configuration, remote management. This is remote management. Considering what you told to me just a couple of minutes ago, could be really interesting for us. Home security for users, for example, connect feature, remote call, voicemail. Home Plus Guest, for example, temporary access for a guest. That could be a gardener, for example. And we are actually going to simulate a configuration for a temporary access in our simulation today. Okay, is it clear for you? Do you have any question, or otherwise we can go on with our simulation on the prototype?
No, it's okay. There's
okay, I just interrupt my. Okay, I copy here in the chat of Zoom. Okay. And you can find it in a few seconds, the link to the prototype. Okay, what I asked, if it requires the password we always mention it here in the message I'm sending to you in the chat. It's okay. And first you open the link, just clicking on the link, and automatically the prototype will open in a different tab. When the prototype is open, I ask you to share your screen with me and then go straight to the tab with the prototype, so we don't see anything of private and secret from your computer, but only our prototype layout. It's okay? No problem. Very nice. I sent to you now, exactly now, the link.
Yep.
Okay. If the password is required, you can find it there also in the chat.
Oh, I'm
yeah,
it's opened, so
okay. Are you able, do you normally use Zoom as a platform for
no, I don't, we normally use Teams. That's most
that's okay. So but you know how to share your screen with me?
Yeah, I can share my screen, so
okay,
I can start doing that now.
Yes.
And this one.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Great. You know, Osbjorn, I tell you the truth, and Francesca and Claudia can confirm, we always have a mountain, plenty of problems, technical problems in doing this. But Osbjorn, you did it in 15 seconds. Thank you for this. Okay. Okay. This is exactly the layout of the desktop version. We are talking actually about what you are going to do now is a pre-configuration of a video intercom system. Okay. What it is important to say here is that this a new simulation in reality, this pre-configuration you can actually do. You can actually perform it, not being on the spot in the building, but being in your office, for example, before to go there. Then you will need to go there, of course, to download the upload, of course, everything on the spot. But you can pre-configure it here on the top. But before to go on our scenario, which is a simulation, I just would like to ask you, please tell me something about which is your feeling, your first feedback at the first sight about the homepage you're watching. Is it clear? Is just tell me whatever you want.
Yeah, this looks very good. It looks easy to get the overview.
Yeah.
And I guess this then would be the software for a company like us or for an installer, so he can have an overview of all his projects, and we can have a total overview of what we would manage. Is this also something that you are thinking of doing for I think now, like the offices that do the management of many buildings? Would this be the product for them also to manage their buildings?
That's really interesting. Thank you so much for this. So as you can see, we are in landing page. When you open, in landing page, we are in all visualizations. Okay, you see all the plans. Then we have some filters option. We are not going in depth through the filters options, but you can see it: favorites, smart home, and residential desk. So, for example, if you go on a residential desk, yes, as you can see, then you see is a filter, of course. Then you filter, and you see this selected content. When you go back, if you go back to all, okay, as you can see, all the plans are here independently, whether they are smart home or not smart home, smart plans or not smart plans. Do you think, this is a very specific question, do you think, Bjorn, that this is a good, proper way to see it? I mean, all together there, or I tell you directly, or would it be better, perhaps, I don't know, you tell me, or would it be better to have, for example, also in this all view, some kind of differentiation in the single widgets to specify that, okay, this is a smart home plan, this is not, and so on. What do you think about?
Oh, I think that's okay to have this like the landing page, but what I am thinking more now is like a possibility to make like access levels in this.
Can you repeat, please? Because I'm sorry, you have your hands in front of you, and
make some. I'm thinking about the possibility to make some access levels in this software, so that, let's say, if we think a hierarchy where we are at the top, having access to things, because I know that like pre-configuring projects would in a large scale be a job that we would do for many of our installers. And then so with us at the top level, and then maybe like a level under with installer, where we could give the installer access to the projects that they have.
I understand.
And then again, a third level for the building manager.
Yes. Just let me say something to Francesca and Claudia, please. Osbjorn is a distributor of BTicino products, together of being an installer itself, or by the way. So the reason why he's asking us to make this filters option is exactly because of this. Perhaps a single installer doesn't need it, but you need it. Okay. Did I get what you say?
Like a three-level
yes,
three-level thing that that you have the top level for the distributor, and you have then the installer level where the distributor can can give access to
it is extremely clear
for the installer, and then under that again, the installer can give access to the building manager for his.
Yes, very nice. Great. Thank you so much for this.
And then because I see the use for this is, okay, the building manager, maybe he does something and maybe he's, oh, I done something wrong. Can you help me? And then the installer can go in and see, okay, maybe I help you. Okay, no, I don't understand this. He call us and we can sit at the top and go into this installation. And
yes,
say,
a more tailored, a more customized layout specifically for the distributors like you. Exactly. Really good. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go on a similar. Now you have to put yourself in the installer shoes. Okay. So the scenario is this. Okay, you have to pre-configure a system from your office. From your office, not on the spot. As is that you will work then, of course, on the spot on the building site. It is a complex of building. Okay, there are 3 buildings, 3 gates, and different floors each apartment. But this specific, we will see together in the flow of our configuration. By the way, if you would like to start a pre-configuration of a system with 3 buildings, 3 gates, different plans, which is the first step you will do? Beginning from now,
I will go for the new plant.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Initial thing, and okay, now I want only to configure a door entry system. So this is the one.
Good.
And I continue.
Okay, being a prototype, Osbjorn. Just to save your time, I know because you are busy, and I don't want to keep you here with us until tomorrow morning. We have also written some parts, filled some parts, just to make you easier, And so that's why you see already written. But of course, in reality,
I would then fill in the here. Yes, of course. I would choose an icon.
Yeah.
Okay, and. Okay, and then this one is not so clear to me. What?
Okay, that's interesting.
Maybe. Okay, you said we had 3 buildings. Okay, so I can add.
Okay, so you would like to add in select plant groups. Okay, so select plant groups section is not so clear for you. Okay. Very nice. We can't tell you anything. I mean, for us, the simple fact that you have a doubt for us is a research result. It's okay. It's very nice. So the next step for us is, okay, we have to figure out, make this extremely clear. Not the installer, not Osbjorn in this case, have any doubt what you are saying. Thank you so much. Very clear. Thank you. We can go on with continue. By the way.
Yep.
Okay, so we said, but we were talking about 3 buildings.
Yep. So I would then say, okay, let's say that building 1, I would then tell how many apartments. Obviously here it looks like this one is not.
Okay, no, but this is extremely interesting, Osbjorn. I mean, so you have building 1. You would like to go directly first in the building 1 to fix how many apartments are in there. Okay.
Yeah.
This is interesting, but in our logic, we would like first add the number of buildings, which are 3.
Okay. So then we put the buildings. Yes. Okay.
And then now you can do okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say this one.
5. Okay. Just figure that you have already written 8 and 7 in the other buildings.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
For us, it is important that you go straight on add call to action CTA, add the add icon. It is clear for you. You saw it. You went there straight with no problem at all. That's interesting for us. So that means that we have done a good job, perhaps.
Yeah.
Clear and visible.
For me, intentionally, I would in my logic, I would finish the first building first. Then, like you saw, telling it, okay, this many apartments, and then the next building, and then the next building. But I think that's a minor thing.
No. Yeah, but it is extremely important insight for us, Francesca. This is a very interesting insight. Above all, because the logic of Osbjörn is not exactly the same as our logic, so we have to equalize the logics. Okay, very nice. So let's go on, Osbjörn. Okay, then we have to choose the gates, and we are talking about how many gates?
Yeah, we had three gates. Yeah.
And then imagine that one is backbone, one divisor, one riser. I mean, this is numbers that you write. It's okay.
Yeah.
We can go on.
Okay, so in gate number 1, okay, so this here to me is a little bit because okay, I need of course then to make a new outdoor station. And I could then say, okay, I want it to be with the keypad, or
yes, you can press on keypad. Yes.
Yeah. I want that one, but I don't want access control on this one.
Very nice, fantastic, good. Then we can select all 5 apartments.
Yep.
Okay, and we can go on. Okay, what you would do now is okay. Francesca is trying to go into building 2 to do the same. I mean, okay, very nice. Thank you, everyone. But let's go with continue.
Okay, so this one
fantastic,
is
yeah.
Okay.
But that's interesting, because perhaps when you will see the real solution, perhaps you will see that we have changed this. So you will tell to your friend, believe me, in Italy they have listened to me. They have accepted my. Okay, if imagine that you can select this, just continue for this. Okay, just continue, please. This is a prototype. Okay, and we arrive here.
Okay. So here I would then choose the language of the device.
We can't do it now, but just let us know if it is clear for you.
But just like for my hopes for the finished product is that we can be involved to finally have the Norwegian language in the product.
Yes.
This is something we've been missing amongst the competition.
Yeah, but because it is the prototype, and this is still in progress, in development, of course.
Yep.
And work in progress prototype. That's why he's in English. Of course, it's in Norway. We'll have the language. Also, your tool. I mean, this tool for you professionals. Also, of course, in Norwegian. Yeah.
And for us, normally this is the way we would sort the addressing, and sorting by surname is and alphanumeric is the correct way.
So it is clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go on. Okay.
Okay, so here I will select how many floors each building is.
Yes, you can't do it now in the prototype. Which is important, crucial, critical for us is that you understand what you're doing. And it seems to me you are perfectly understanding. Okay. Very nice.
Okay. Okay, so here I then tell which floor the individual apartments are located in. Yeah.
Okay.
I understand. That's no doubt about that one.
Good.
So then I set up the building to look like the real building. That's good. Okay, I just have to move you guys a little bit again.
Yeah, this is okay. We have actually completed the pre-configuration.
Yep.
The first thing I asked you, Osbjorn, is from 1 to 7, how easy has been to pre-configure the system from the beginning when you click it on the CTA new plant, new project until now? From 1 to 7, whereas 1 is really difficult and 7 is extremely easy.
No, I think we have like a 5 or 6, because the only place where I had a different logic than you was in the beginning. I think when I tried to make the buildings before I finished each building. That was the only. This is something. I mean, you always have some kind of logic that's not always the same as the people who create, and you do it one time and then you know the
yes, but
logic of it.
Yes, but our duty, Osbjorn, is exactly this. It is not the installers that have to adapt their logic and their mental model to BTicino Legrand, but the opposite.
Yeah.
So
maybe other people have a different logic than me. So then if I follow through on that one, then maybe it should be possible to do flexible, to do both. I mean.
Yes. Okay. So from 1 to 7, you say 5 or 6. You have to choose one. 5 or 6.
Yeah, you can choose 6. It's
6. Okay. And so, what you would like to improve? But you have actually already told me that. There are 2 steps in the entire flow that represented not exactly, I mean, really tailored to your mental model. I mean, the first one was, I just repeat for Francesca, the first one was in the beginning, you would like to add the apartments directly on the building 1 instead of other 3 buildings first. That's right, Osbjorn?
Yeah.
And second, to pass from building 1 when it was time to add the apartments 5. Instead to go to continue, you click at the CTA building 2 and building 3.
Yep.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Good, very good. So what we can do now, the pre-configuration is over. So you can close the tab with the link with the prototype desktop prototype view, and I give you here in the chat for the second time. Okay, sorry.
Yep, you give me a new link.
Yes, very nice. Just let me take it. It's a second. And this is the new link. Okay. Okay. Can you see it?
Yep.
Wonderful.
I just have to go back because this one was password protected, so I have to go back and get the password.
There's a new password, huh? And the new password for the second link.
Yeah, I see it. So I'm just going back and copy it.
Yes, good.
Okay.
Then you can share your screen again.
Yep. 1 second. I will do it. Okay.
Great, fantastic. Yeah, please don't save the password. The prototype. So we cannot talk. We cannot say anything about the prototype outside this session today, because of course it's something of really confidential.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are, and you accessed, by the way, the same tool, but from the mobile version. And what is happening now? We have to configure the address book. Okay, coming to the configuration of the address book, which is the normal path you follow presently now? how do you do this? I mean, you go on the spot in the plant?
No, normally when we configure the address book in the Newsfera door stations, current door stations, we try to get the list of apartments from the installer ahead, and we pre-configure the product with the apartment list, because we don't use names in the buildings. In like 99%, we don't use the names. We only configure once
because of privacy issues.
Name. No, not privacy issues, because of the issues about the logistics of updating the names.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah. No, not like in Portugal. In Portugal, they all use the numbers instead of the names, but because in Portugal, they told me that in Portugal, everyone has the same name. In Portugal, they all have the same family name.
Okay.
It's very common. So you can say yes, even if they're not related.
People like to have the names, and we get a lot of phone calls from buildings, from people in buildings asking, "Oh, we want to change, putting the names in the display module." But then we have to say, okay, we don't encourage you to do that, because we know that logistically you will have a nightmare with having people being able to use the BTicino design software and you doing it properly. And then if you have one person doing this and being able to do it, then you also have to go out if it's rain or if it's snow or whatever temperature, you have to go outside, open the panel, push button panel, the door station, and plug in each and every module, and so on and so on.
Very interesting. That's extremely interesting for us, because now we are going to see which the new solution actually allows you to do, and you can compare with the present tools you have, and see if we have done a good job. Perhaps we have worsened the solution, so we can just simply do different and so on. Okay, imagine Osbjorn, that you have already finished the pre-configuration, of course, that we have done in the first task, and you are now on the system. You are on the system now, yeah, just beside the building, and you have to configure the address book. Okay, for the residents. The residents are the residents of the Rome block of flats. Okay? For example, you have to configure Miss Elena Bianchi, sorry for the Italian name, it's easier for us. Okay, who lives in apartment 1. By the way, there is a Rome block of flats. Okay, what you would do, okay, before to go on, a feedback on this page, please, Bjorn. I mean, is it clear? Is there anything missing in your opinion, your experience? Just let me know whatever you want about this page.
This is I recognize this from the desktop version, and immediately then, okay, I need only one thing here, and that's going to configure some residents, some name. So I would then be drawn.
Is there anything missing in the page you were watching first?
No,
no. Okay, very nice. Good. Okay. Elena Bianchi lives in apartment 1 of building 1. What you are going to do in this case?
I then put here.
Okay.
And
before to do it, just explain me what and where you are going to do this, to configure Elena Bianchi for apartment 1.
Okay, the only I'm missing maybe somewhere that it in clear text say that I would do where to put the name.
Yes.
That's the first thing I see. But I guess maybe this one is the, yeah.
Okay, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, but
so you write here Elena Bianchi. Very
Yeah,
nice. Okay, very nice.
but on the previous previous page, maybe
I think if you can, I don't know if
saying,
you can go back.
I don't know what happens
I
if
guess that the prototype doesn't allow to do you.
yeah, now it gives the name there. So maybe the icon there will give away what it is, but on the previous page where it only said like apartment 0001, then
Yeah, okay. So, I think we can go, if you go on top left on the arrow for back, yes. No, it doesn't work. Okay, I'm sorry, but just because it's a prototype. Okay. By the way, it is clear, extremely clear what you said, and I thank you really very much for this. Very nice. Okay, and now we have configured Elena Bianchi. Okay, in apartment 1, but imagine that. Okay. Imagine that Elena Bianchi wants to add another label to apartment 1, not only her personal name, but for example, the name of the company, because he owns a company, Assurance, for example, and the company legal position is also in this apartment.
Yep. Okay.
How would you do it to add?
Would add a resident.
Okay.
And then of course, yeah.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah, and I see, and I recognize from the current software, this part of the householder. I guess the householder then is there like the main one of this apartment. Okay,
thank you so much. Good feedback. You can save. Okay, and now you see this. You have 2 residents in apartment 1. One is Elena Bianchi, and the other one is always Elena Bianchi, but his business. It's okay. Very nice. What do you think about this flow? Just to add 2 labels and configure Elena Bianchi in apartment 1, building 1, so far.
Everything looks okay. I'm familiar with the current software, so I recognize some points also, like this with the resident code, calling code, everything there. So this is familiar things. The only thing I could think of is again this with user levels. For me as an installer, these parameters are vital.
Sorry, Aaron?
For me as an installer or as a distributor, these parameters are vital. But if this were a building manager, I think they should not be able to
understand.
These should be locked. Resident code, okay, he can, the building manager can put in a new resident code and he can change the names, but these lines should be locked, because if they start messing around here, then they can make problems, you know.
So, but do you think that this tool should be addressed only to installers and distributors like you, or also can be used by building managers?
If they don't want to, if you don't want to make a second tool only for building managers,
yes,
I think like a separate access level should be considered, so that these parameters that is about the system programming should be there, but it should be locked so they cannot change it, you know? Unless they have the proper authorization for as an installer.
Thank you so much. It's extremely interesting. Extremely interesting. This is something, for example, I would never think about. That's why we are interviewing you. Exactly. Okay. Can you go on save, please?
Yep.
Here we are. It's okay. Content edited. Very nice. Click on save. Okay. Let's go back to address book. Sorry. Yes. Does it work?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I ask you, I beg your pardon, but it's my mistake. You have to repeat the path until the point we are right now. Can you go still in address book residence?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it again. I'm sorry for this, because if the prototype doesn't allow you to, okay, thank you. Then we have this, yes, thank you, save. Okay, stay here, okay, thank you very much, thank you. Now, we have configured apartment 1, we have placed 2 labels, Elena Bianchi and so on, and we want to give the access to the gate. How would you do this? Okay.
Yeah, and here then you can choose. Okay.
Yes. Doesn't work now because it's a prototype, but it is clear for you. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Just let me know if.
Yeah. Okay, and then you can choose whether this should apply to everyone or only for her apartment.
That's it. Don't go to save, please. Otherwise, we have to repeat again, please. This is a prototype default, not because, of course. Okay. What do you think about this? Just the way you did to add the gate access.
Yeah, that's very clear. It's
okay.
No issue.
I see that you do not hesitate, not any single second to assess the proper path. But you know, I have to ask to you because I want to hear straight from your voice. Very nice. Okay, then I would like to ask to you, imagine that you want also to give a badge to Elena Bianchi. How you proceed?
Okay, and add a badge. Yeah, okay. So then you use your phone's reader for this, or I can add it manually to.
What do you think about the option of having both?
No, it's good because I don't know how you are thinking this physically with types of badges. Previously, you've been locked to using only the BTicino badges, Vishik, but more and more systems now are open, so you can add different brands of badges as long as they are like a MeFair system. And then not all badges have this number written on the outside. So the possibility to read the badge. And also I've seen on the BTicino badges, the serial number sometimes gets worn away, so you don't know the serial number if it's
it's okay.
Older badge.
This is a positive.
Yep.
That you are pointing. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, and then I would like to ask you, in this case, imagine that now you have given the badge to Elena. Imagine that you want to invite Elena Bianchi to the plant. With the invitation, the resident will be able to download the dedicated app from she can manage the access to the building through the smartphone.
Okay, yeah, and then you have the invitation up here.
Would you please, sorry, stop, okay. Please, can you go back to contact? Yes, this is just because in the prototype, you can access invitation only from this, but this is the prototype. Okay. Your path was right, okay?
Okay, so invite the resident.
Okay.
Yeah, and her email. Yeah, and then normally we would fill in the appropriate email there and then send the invite. Yeah.
Invitation sent. Good. So now we can go to, you can save. If you scroll the page, we can save it. Yes. Very nice. Good. Okay. Osbjörn, we have created the label for Elena Bianchi in apartment 1. Created the second label for her. Then we have created the SS gates. Then we have given a badge to Elena Bianchi. And we have finally, eventually, we have invited her by email.
Mm-hmm.
In doing this, from 1 to 7, how easy or difficult was? From 1 to 7.
This one is like a 7, I think, because this is very easy. The only thing here was like you said, there were some limitations in the prototype that you couldn't take the invitation directly from the other label.
Good. And we have carefully taken note, or better, Francesca has carefully taken note of what you said while we were talking about the layout that is switchable for installers but perhaps not so switchable for building managers. But beside this, is there anything that you would like to suggest us to improve?
No, I think
the path you have.
The only thing is that I'm from experience, I see that I'm very afraid to give the building manager too much power to do.
Yes, okay. Better they have no such power. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. I don't do your job actually, but I totally agree with you because I live in a building and I know my building manager personally. So yes, I agree, totally agree with you. Okay. Very nice. So in our scenario number 3, which is this one, then we have another 4, and then we'll finish. Just to let you know, Osbjörn, because I know that it's another job. It's a good effort for you, and we really do appreciate. Imagine now that you are in the system, you are on the plant there, and you want to download your configuration. Okay, for example, you want to go to gate 1, and get close to the device to be scanned. Okay, so to do this, please back through the arrow function to okay, and being there. Okay, how would you proceed now if the scenario is the task is download your configuration, go to gate 1 and scan the device? Which one of these options you would choose?
Okay, I would go to gates and gate 1.
Okay.
Okay, and then
yes.
Okay, and then from
do this. The prototype will do it automatically.
Yeah. So.
But
like from what I read now is that okay, obviously the door station have a QR code that you can scan to be sure to connect to the proper one.
Yeah.
Now
is in progress automatically. You have to figure that you're actually doing. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so then I guess to access the QR code.
Imagine that you are already connected.
Yeah. I understand that, but now I'm just thinking on the side here that either this QR code will be like shown on on a menu page or like a fixed thing somewhere. I don't know, but I understand.
Okay, the question is where I will find the QR code to scan.
What is the thought about
this? This is not a trivial question, actually. This is an important question.
Yeah.
Thank you for this. Okay, let's go on with our configuration.
Yep.
And from now to the next pages, you are not supposed to do anything because it is already filled in the prototype. but it is extremely important for us that you give us a feedback of each step.
Mm-hmm.
If it is clear for you, if it is something you understand, if it is something missing, if there is something at the opposite that is not necessary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Again, this is okay for the installer, but you have to think a little bit again about this building manager part, that all of these steps maybe should be taken away once this has been configured for the first time, because then you only want to change the names and do the stuff with the address book, and the rest is irrelevant for the building manager.
Okay.
Yep.
Because they cannot understand and they don't use it.
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously you are going to offer two types of door stations, one with the 4G inside and one basic one with
okay.
Yeah. So we choose the correct one, and I say if this one is a main, or if it's like a riser one. Then when I fill everything, then I go on to next. And these are the our familiar configuration thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these ones I'm not sure what they are for.
Okay, this is page 2. Secondary unit 167, accessory control 67. This is not such clear for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I don't really know what we would be to configure here.
That's interesting. Okay, good. Okay.
Yep.
As I told you, we can't answer to any of your questions.
No.
Session.
But
the question is important.
Yep. And I go on. Okay, and I can then, of course, I understand here I can set parameters for how this door station will perform, like the camera picture, the audio levels, the display, everything. Maybe here an upgrade possibility for the firmware. Yep. Yeah, and this for you can give time bands for the badges and stuff, and vocal feedback. Yeah.
Okay, this is clear.
A lot of settings there, so those are clear. Yep, and here if we want to have the address book showing names or numbers.
Okay.
And how many? Yeah, this is only like information. How many? Because I remember from before you had the possibility to hide some residents. So
can I ask you something else, Bjorn?
Yeah.
Being at this point, if I asked you, do you have an idea of how many steps you need or we need in this solution to achieve the end of the configuration?
No, I think this is okay, but again, we are now at the installer level.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these things that shouldn't be necessary. If you decide to make decide to make an access level building manager access level that can skip a lot of these steps and a lot of options not possible to change because simplicity is the best thing for the people who only need to change the residents in this.
If you watch up to the page, just below the setup the address book, you can see 4 up to 5 and the progress line.
Yep.
Did you notice it before, or are you noticing it now?
Yeah. I know. I saw it from beginning.
Yeah, okay.
It was five steps. Yeah.
Do you think is it helpful?
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Then you know that now I'm getting close to
Yes, to the end of the nightmare.
Now I'm going to transfer, you know. So
yes. Okay.
I go on. And okay, and it says now that it's not connected. Okay, if I connect, and I save this information.
Yes. New. Okay, and then you have configured exactly what was. Again, from 1 to 7, how easy it was?
I think this is for me like a 6.
6. Okay. Would you tell me in a nutshell what we can perhaps improve in this flow?
No, there was this one part where I wasn't sure what it was for, you know, in the beginning.
Yes,
there.
we remember. That was page 2 of the progress.
Yeah. Except for that one, it's perfect.
Yep. Okay. Very nice. So let's gonna do the last thing. Okay. Would you please to go one back, the arrow up on left, yes, and then another one back from this arrow up there. We are here. Okay, good. Because now assume that you want to authorize an outside person, for example, the gardener, Mr. Brown. Okay. You want to allow an authorized him to enter, but only for a certain period of time.
Yep.
Only for certain accesses, not all the gates. I mean. Okay.
Yeah.
How would you do it?
Yeah, I would then go to this guests, and I would add a guest. And okay, we want him for a period, not only like one time. This one I would use if there was like a plumber coming to one specific time, but this one, and I would fill his name and things, and I would then say, okay, he can access these gates.
1 and 3, for example.
Yeah, like it says here, and then set the time range and date range. Yeah. And that should be it.
Okay. Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice. Can you go back? Yes, one time.
Just for adding one comment.
Yes, please.
That this is, of course, okay here with the installer, but this, I guess, this is also something that should be possible for in the user app to give access to a guest for a shorter period.
Okay, what do you mean? I mean, okay, in Elena Bianchi, we were talking about Elena Bianchi, who is living in apartment 1, building 1. Yeah. Elena Bianchi should be able to give herself any access to the garden, for example, for a certain period. Is that what you say to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like an idea. It's if the certain building wants this possibility is another case. It's about security and so on, but the possibility or the option for it to be possible is.
So okay, so you, just to be sure that I understand correctly, so what you're saying is that you would like to have more options in giving the access to a gardener here. I mean, rather than
No. But this app is for the installer or for the building manager. But you know, if I live in this building and I have a guest coming that's going to stay with me for 1 week, I would like to give this person access to my building for that 1 week.
Okay.
And then maybe without having to go to the building manager and says, okay, please, can you put my guest blah 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 in the system for 1 week, you know?
Yeah, good, very nice, extremely interesting.
Like a way to share my key with my guest for 1 week.
Really, really interesting. So, and you don't see this opportunity here on the tool we are exploring now.
No, because this is not a software that I see that
Bianchi would do.
Bianchi, she don't have this software. She have
okay,
something that is on user level.
Okay, by the way, from 1 to 7, but thank you so much, because these details you are letting us know about are really interesting. From 1 to 7 for the last time, I promise. From 1 to 7, how easy was to do this? I mean, invite the gardener for.
Yeah, this is straightforward. This is 7.
7, okay. Very nice. So you can just okay. What time is it now? Okay, we are perfectly in time. I just asked you 10 more minutes, and we can even finish a little bit in advance, just because of you, because you're really fast, above all in technical management, and really specific on the things you are telling us. Good. You can stop to share the screen if you want, so we can go back to our. Okay, pleasure. Okay, just 10 minutes more for a conversation about, a global consideration of a kind of recap, not so detailed, of course, but about this experience. The first thing I would like to ask to you for the real last time, but this time is from 1 to 4. 1 to 4. How do we evaluate the clearness of the information? So thinking about the entire flow from the real beginning, desktop, and all what we have done through the 2 platforms, mobile and desktop, until now, from the new plant to the garden, this hour that we spent together, how clear was the information from 1 to 4?
Yeah, I would have to say 3 then, because we had some points on the way where I stopped up, but
okay. And from 1 to 4, about the completeness of the information, is there anything missing from 1 to 4? How much they were complete?
I say it's a 4.
4, great. And last but not least, what's about the graphic pleasantness? Osbjörn, I know this is not an interface like a Casino Royale or something like this. This is a tool, and we have to work with it. But sometimes graphics, and it is also helpful, supportive in the performance. How do you consider pleasantness of the graphic, the layout you see from 1 to 4? 1 is not very pleasant.
I think it's a 4, because this, like you said, this is a tool, and the importance is the clearness of what you need to do. If you have too much
colors, rainbows,
then
butterflies flying.
Yeah, the focus is lost,
If a butterflies flying doesn't work for an installer too. No. Okay. What do you think about the solution that we have seen compared with the actual one, the present one? Is there such big difference? It is no different. It is really similar. It is better. It is worse. And even if it is similar, it is nice that it is not changed, or I mean, whatever you want to say.
I think this is much better.
Ah.
So the only thing is the about the software. Everything is good there. The only thing I'm thinking about is then the possibility to do from remote, because in this example we connected directly with the QR code to the door station, but for this to be as flexible as possible, we would wish for the possibility to do a remote connection also. For if we, the installer or a building manager, should be able to do maintenance and this from like a head office, it should be possible to connect also remotely. Maybe not.
Do you think, okay, what we can do remotely definitely is the pre-configuration, because in the first scenario, remember, from the desktop layout, so you are comfortably seated in your office, really warm, and you're doing this. Then we move to the plan, to the system. But which are exactly that reasonably, of course, the operations, the interventions, the maintenance, perhaps, that you would like to be able to do also remotely?
I think the update, like we to tell how we have some places in Norway, some building societies that manage several thousand apartments, and they have like an office where they manage everything. They want to be able to sit in their office. They want to create the badges. They want to put the names, everything, because a new tenant going to rent an apartment with them for a year, he come to the office, sign the contract, he get the badge in his hand, and he can go home.
Yes, I know.
And when he come home, his name is on the door station, the badge is working, everything.
So you would like to do almost everything from home?
Yeah, because I'm seeing the need from these building societies' point of view.
Yes,
they
I
want
understand.
to be able to do it from their office to manage everything, so they don't have to send a person physically to the apartment for updating the name in the door station, for having the badge updated, everything.
That's interesting. Something really specific, and beg your pardon, perhaps I'm not, I don't want to be wrong, also because I don't do the same job of yours. But as far as I know, I mean, the installer presently must create the address book, okay, and then the structure, okay, and then third step, associate them. Is it correct? But the new solution, the one we have tested together, actually allows the installer to create a structure and then invite the resident. Something it is not possible to do now. I hope that I've explained the concept correctly. Yep. But do you think it is, did you perceive this? I mean, is this something that one can notice and can see that this supposed advantage is and added value is clearly evident or not, in your opinion?
Yeah, it's clearly evident from all points of view, from us as a distributor that can prepare things for the installer, and the installer can add on, and also then all the way to the end user, to the building manager, who can update and manage and keep this everything updated as they need.
Very nice. So you would say it's really better, it really improves.
Yeah, definitely, because like I said, the threshold for using the existing T-Sphere design is so high that we have seen that we rarely let the building managers, like the end user, in on doing that, because we see that they mess up 9 out of 10 times.
Okay, considering just 2 more minutes, Osbjörn, but all what you're saying is a treasure for us, really treasure. It's a real support for our job. Considering all you have seen today together with me, which is the thing you have appreciated the most, the utmost appreciated thing, experience, step, anything? Whatever.
No, I think it's like many levels up in the user friendliness, and if we have taken into consideration this different user levels that I've been talking about, if this is something that can be implemented, then for me it looks
okay. So this
is pretty close to perfect, you know. So
okay, this is a real concern for you, but we have carefully noted it.
Sure.
We will let. Of course, we are not going to say to Legrand, BTicino, Legrand, Osbjörn says this, because we can't say. We will not do it. Okay.
No.
But we will say one of the respondents, because we are going to do 10 of these interviews like you. Okay. All over the world, because we are interviewing people in South Africa, people in Dubai, colleagues of you. And we will say, of course, we gather all this information in an anonymous way, protecting the privacy. And we will not say Osbjörn say this. We say one participant say this. But this is important. And is there anything that you have less appreciated? I mean, which is the less appreciated thing, anything, experience you had today with me?
No, I think the overall thing is positive, very positive.
Okay. Thank you so much, Osbjörn. As I told you, I've been twice in Norway. I've been once, because I have some friends living there actually. But I've been once skiing in Holmenkollen, because it was a dream. Maybe I'm a strong cross-country skiing supporter, I tell you. I live in the real north of Italy, close to Switzerland. And I've been skiing on Holmenkollen, which is almost a dream. But I skied for 10 minutes, no more. Then I went to the bar for a beer there, because it was really too tough for me. Yes, okay. But it's an amazing landscape when you ski down on Holmenkollen, and you can see even the sea there. That's fantastic. A landscape really different from ours. Thank you so much, Osbjörn. If you don't have any questions for us, or if Francesca doesn't have any question for you.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, Francesca and Claudia, thank you so much. Thank you, Osbjörn. It's a great pleasure to meet you, and thanks so much.
Likewise. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bene ragazzi, è andata bene mi pare, no?
Sì, bene, però abbiamo saltato un sec.
Live? Siamo ancora in live.
Credo.
Quale?
Almeno che non l'abbia detto io me lo sono perso, che è molto probabile.
Vale?
2.
Il 2?
Vogliamo chiudere live?
Michele sta dicendo, Michele dice ciao, direi molto bene, sia sviluppo e contento il cliente, ok, sia sviluppo intervista che risultati, grazie, a settimana prossima. Va bene, Michele è contento, quindi possiamo, scusate un attimo che chiudiamo lo streaming allora.
Perfetto.
Il cliente è contento, noi siamo contenti anche noi.
Stoppiamo anche la registrazione se...
Aspetta che devo capire, la registrazione l'ho già fermata.
Ah,